All right, welcome back, everybody. Our candidates are ready. Please take your seats.
Well, first, I'm a proud member of Wildrose Party, which is a grassroots party. With the grassroots make the policies, and we stick to those policies. My job as the MLA will be opening a dialogue. I'll be listening to everyone's concern, and I just want to assure you, when I take it to the legislature, I'll be on your side. I'll be your voice. I'll be addressing your concerns and make sure your concerns are addressed at proper place, proper time. Thank you.
That was everybody, right? So the next question is about plebiscites. Will you support plebiscites on important issues such as Bill 6, the carbon tax, and where's the third one here? I guess Bill 10. So are you in favor of plebiscites as a government policy?
Well, you might have to define that for some of us here. So.
Plebiscite is correct me if I'm wrong, a province-wide vote for or against an item, an issue. So will you support plebiscites to get citizen support on key topics, such as carbon tax, such as Bill 10, such as Bill 6? Are you in favor of support of plebiscites?
Pretty much like a winner takes all type thing, is that what you're trying to say? As in the
No.
first past the post stuff? Anyways, it would only make sense if public were actually in constant consultation, as I said before, constant town halls, and if that's actually what the people wanted. But I think, from what I understand in politics right now, is that you're never going to find a unanimous decision. So I don't believe that I would support that, because I think that we should actually respect everyone's opinion and keep in line with that check.
Okay, I'm not sure if I fully understand the question, so you have to forgive me on that.
Can I provide clarification so they all know this?
In 30 seconds or less, sure.
I have over 108,000 Albertans signed on asking for plebiscites on Bill 6 and carbon pricing taxation, and I presented with over 3,000 people in front of the legislature last Tuesday. You guys need to know your Alberta Elections Act. Alberta Elections Act.
We're not looking for speech. It's just a definition of a plebiscite. That's all we're looking for.
Read.
Just for the benefit of everybody here, definition of plebiscite.
A plebiscite is a measure of the will of the people of Alberta. It's not a referendum, it's just a measure of the will. Do you or do you not support this particular issue? And it's in our laws under Section 128 of the Alberta Elections Act. And as MLAs, it's your responsibility to uphold the laws of the province.
Thank you very much. So, for example, the city of Calgary has plebiscites. There is a plebiscite on fluoride. So it's a vote on a specific issue. The public would have a say, not the legislature. That's the concept.
Do you want to re-answer that question, or you're okay?
We're done. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
Okay.
just keep going.
All right, no problem. Whenever it's an opportunity for the public to speak as one mass, I think we have to give that opportunity for the voters to have that say.
Yeah.
Secondly, if we are voting the right government in, they should be looking out for us. So this is what I want to just say. Thank you.
Well, as far as long as we've been in power and DP has been in power, I do know that there has been consultations in terms of budget. There have been consultations for climate change policy as well. The website was given to Albertans. I know personally in the MLA office, everyone who came in, or we sent out newsletters, we told them where they could go and consult, there was a list of questions that they could answer. So consultations were done throughout for as long as I've known or I've worked in MLA's office, and I think that needs to happen. We need to consult our public. We need to know what they're thinking, and once the consultations are done, we take that consideration and make decisions.
I think it's very important to constituents to get engaged with the policymakers, and as an MLA, that would be my job to, stay connected to them and hear what they have to say, so we can all make the right decisions. Thank you.
Well, I'll say the nice things. I can assure you that, as I said before, that I'll be consulting all the residents of my riding what they want me to do. The only difference between me and NDP will be that they consult after passing the bill, we will consult before passing the bill. So we'll make sure that we won't tell the farmers that we passed the bill and now we will consult you. So basically, you need to keep this consultation and talking to your ridings as much as you can, and then after getting the input, we will find a solution. Thank you.
Thank you. Plebiscites are a very valuable tool for many, many issues, but there's some issues that they do not work on. And those are issues that violate the 10 Commandments. Those are the issues that violate basic morality. God doesn't give you a vote on the 10 Commandments, whether you'll respect human life or you won't. That's not a votable issue. So if you go to that extent, now Preston Manning started the Reform Party with this idea, we'll put all the controversy into plebiscites. Well, he had one cable television show where he had a plebiscite on euthanasia over the air. And he thought he'd win it. It went against him. They never had one again. He never had one again. So we have to realize, now there was a plebiscite, should be given on the pornography that the library is promoting. The saga series that Nenchi endorsed should never be a plebiscite. It's a violation of God's standards. Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure we actually had that question answered properly, but okay. I didn't hear anything about carbon taxes and other things. The next one is really on healthcare, and there's a lot of questions on that. So the questions were waiting lists, bed shortage, 50% of the budget being spent on healthcare. What would you do to either fix or improve the system to get greater accountability and spending priorities?
Okay, healthcare, as you mentioned, we have 51 or 52% of our GDP that's going towards healthcare. One of the things that I'm totally against now, our party's against, is that we currently have around 14 tiers of different levels from the doctor to the health minister. So what it is in effect is a manager is looking after a manager, which is then looking after another manager, before it gets down to the bottom, and another manager is looking after manager. We need to get rid of that. I myself, a few years ago, had some surgery on my legs. From the time the doctor saw me to the time when I had my surgery was 3 years. 3 years. This is ridiculous. We need to cut back the waiting times, and we need to make healthcare more efficient. Thank you.
I think we're all in agreement that we need to make our healthcare system more efficient, and we are working on it as a party. So Minister of Health right now is in consultations with the key stakeholders, because without consulting, as we've discussed in the last few minutes already, without consulting with the stakeholders, we cannot come to a decision. So that is what is happening right now. So we agree, yes, the healthcare system needs to be more efficient, and the work is in progress. It is happening.
It's clear that spending more money on healthcare does not guarantee that we're going to have the best healthcare. We've seen it all. Right? What we have to do is find the inefficiencies in the system. That's the real key. without cutting the front lines of the management and all those jobs, without impacting all the jobs in healthcare, and we can do that. Find the inefficiencies so the wait times can be reduced. The surgery, like Khalil was mentioning, that they had to wait like 3 years. Like, that shouldn't be happening in Canada, definitely not in Alberta, right? So we have the tools to do that, and we will be doing that. Thank you.
Our system should be judged by the number of patients served, not the dollars spent. Wait times for the many tests and procedures are for too long. Wildrose is the only party that has put forward a plan to reduce the wait times. When we're talking about the problems in healthcare that affect Albertans, we're the first of all talking about the wait times. Wait times in Alberta are horrendous. They have grown exponentially since AH Superboard brought in. In the meantime, we have proposed a wait time guarantee where if you have to wait longer than a medical safe treatment you need for a certain number of procedures, the government would pay for your procedure at the facility of your choice. Albertans are already going into debt to get procedure done out of province because they feel they can't afford to suffer anymore. This is unacceptable.
Thank you. We need to fix or improve the health care by doing more emphasis on preventable health, education in diet, education in how to prevent diseases, just regularity of the bowel movements. You don't usually bring that up at a political forum. But a lot of disease is caused by stuff not passing through our system efficiently and regularly. A lot of toxins build up because of it. A lot of different things come out of that. And we're ignoring it. We're saying, take another pill for this pain or that pain. Now, also, that it's unsustainable financially. We can't keep going on like this. We have to deconstruct the health system back to local units, local health boards over hospitals. This was the model in the Social Credit Administration, and William Aberhart had it right. And we've moved away from that and added all these layers of bureaucracy needlessly.
Larry. You know what? I actually agree with part of what you say. You know, I won't mention, I'll word it differently and not talk about bowels here. Please. But, and I do agree to a certain degree with some of the candidates here. Efficiency is definitely one part of it. Another part of it is definitely the preventative side. Now, on a federal scale, what the Green Party has proposed actually is developing pharmacare. Now, we are the only developed nation that has healthcare without pharmacare, right? So that's a little crazy, a little backwards, I think. We can actually save $11 billion as a nation by buying in bulk, right? So that's a huge ton of money that we could be investing in infrastructure and creating more jobs. It just makes more sense to find preventative measures. Some of the things that we can do is actually elevate sugary drinks maybe, or candy, or junk food. Maybe take that step and prevent versus just creating more levels of bureaucracy in the healthcare system. Thanks.
These seem to be going faster. So I hold in my hand the last question.